8 signs. Your husband is a kidnapper. What if the man sleeping next to you is not who you think he is? Not a bad husband, not a distant father, not someone who works too much. A kidnapper. You know him. You trust him. You have built a life with him. He kisses your children goodnight. He holds your hand in public. He seems normal, successful, loving. But behind the mask, behind the closed doors you are not allowed to open, there is a secret, a criminal secret. And if you do not see the signs, you may never know until it is too late. I know you want to believe in the person you married. You made vows. You built a home. You trust him with your heart, your children, your future. But sometimes, trust is exactly what criminals hide behind. This is a work of fiction. It is not a true story, but it is based on patterns of deception, double lives, and the signs that something is terribly wrong. Today, I want to walk you through 8 signs that your husband may be living a secret life, not an affair, not a gambling problem, something darker, kidnapping, holding people for ransom, and coming home every night like nothing happened. This is not easy to hear. But awareness is protection. And if you are living with a man who hides a criminal life, you need to know. Before we go any further, I need to say something clearly. This is a work of fiction. It is not evidence. It is not a diagnosis. It is a story designed to help you think differently about the people you trust. If you genuinely believe your husband is involved in criminal activity, do not confront him alone. Do not investigate on your own. Contact law enforcement. Protect yourself and your children. Your safety is the only thing that matters. Now, let me show you the signs. 1. He has unexplained gaps in his schedule. The first sign. Your husband has unexplained gaps in his schedule. Every job has a rhythm. Every career has meetings, calls, deadlines. But when a man is living a double life, when he is committing crimes like kidnapping, there will be hours, sometimes entire days, that he cannot account for. He leaves for work. You call his office. His assistant says, he stepped out. You ask where. She says, I am not sure. He comes home late, tired, distant. You ask about his day. He says, busy. You know how it is. At first, you do not think much of it. He is a busy man. He works hard. That is what you tell yourself. But then, it happens again and again. A pattern begins to emerge. Every Tuesday, he is unreachable for 3 hours in the afternoon. Every other Thursday, he comes home 2 hours late with no explanation. When you ask his colleagues, they seem confused. They thought he was with you. You tell yourself he is working. You tell yourself you are being paranoid. You tell yourself that successful men are busy men. But here's the truth. When a man has large, recurring, unexplained gaps in his schedule, and no one can tell you where he was, he is not working. He is somewhere he does not want you to know about. And those gaps are not random. They are the spaces where his secret life lives. 3:30 to 5:30. Number 2, he has rooms or spaces that are off limits. The second sign. Your husband has rooms or spaces in your own home that are off limits to you. Every house has storage. Every house has a basement, a garage, a closet, a shed. But a man with nothing to hide does not need to forbid you from entering a room in your own home. A locked door in the basement, a key you do not have. A room he calls storage, but you have never seen inside. A garage that only he enters. A shed in the backyard with a padlock. A closet in the hallway that he keeps locked at all times. You ask him what is in there. He laughs. He says, old files, tax documents, boring things. Then he changes the subject. You let it go, because you trust him, because you do not want to seem suspicious, because it is just a room. But over time, you notice that he is very careful about this space. He checks the lock before you leave the house. He never leaves the key lying around. When you have guests, he makes sure that door is closed. You start to wonder, what could be so important that it needs to be locked away from your own family? Here's the truth. A man with nothing to hide does not need a door you cannot open. He does not need a key you do not have. He does not need a reason for you to stay out. When your husband creates a physical space in your shared home that belongs only to him, he is not organizing. He is concealing something. And what he is concealing could be evidence. Evidence of a crime, evidence of kidnapping, evidence of the life he does not want you to see. 5:30 to 7:30. Number 3. He has strange, late-night phone calls. The third sign. Your husband has strange late-night phone calls that he tries to hide. Businessmen take calls at all hours. That is normal. But when a man is living a secret criminal life, his phone calls will feel different. They will feel wrong. They will make your skin crawl, even if you cannot explain why. He leaves the room to take calls. He goes into the garage, the backyard, the car. He whispers. He hangs up quickly when you enter. He never tells you who he was talking to. You ask, "Who was that?" He says, "No one important, just a client." But clients have names. Clients have companies. Clients have voices that do not need to whisper. You notice that his phone is always face down. He takes it with him everywhere, even to the bathroom. He sleeps with it on his side of the bed, facing away from you. One night, you wake up at 2 a.m. He is not in bed. You find him in the kitchen, standing by the window, speaking in a low, urgent voice. You hear him say, "The drop is tomorrow, same place, same time, no mistakes." Then he sees you. He smiles. He says, "Work stress. Go back to bed, love." You go back to bed, but you do not sleep. You lie there, replaying his words in your head. The drop. No mistakes. Those are not words a logistics manager uses at 2 a.m. Those are the words of someone planning something illegal, something dangerous, something he cannot tell you about. Here is the truth. Work calls have explanations. Work calls have names, dates, context. Work calls do not include the phrase, "no mistakes," at 2 a.m. in a whisper. When your husband treats his phone like a weapon, when he hides it, when he whispers, when he cannot look you in the eye after a call, he is not managing logistics. He is managing something else, something criminal. 4. He has sudden, unexplained wealth. The fourth sign. Your husband has sudden, unexplained wealth that does not match his legitimate income. Every family has bills. Every family has a budget. You know roughly what your husband earns. You know what your lifestyle costs. You know what is normal and what is not. But every few months, without explanation, there is more. A large deposit in a new account. A suitcase of cash, he says, is for an investment. A purchase that does not make sense given his salary. A vacation you did not plan for. A new car that was not in the budget. Bonus season. A client paid early. I sold some stock. At first you are grateful. You think he's doing well. You think the business is thriving. But then you start to notice that the amounts do not match the story. Bonuses come at predictable times. Clients pay with checks, not suitcases. Stock sales leave paper trails. His explanations feel thin. They feel like cover-ups. You ask him, "Where is this money coming from?" He looks at you, not angry, not defensive, just careful. He says, "Do you trust me?" You say yes, because what else do you say to your husband? But the question itself is a warning. A man with a legitimate explanation does not need to ask if you trust him. He just gives the explanation. Here is the truth. Legitimate wealth has a story. It has invoices, contracts, tax forms, bank statements that make sense. When the money appears in ways that cannot be explained, cash, anonymous deposits, amounts that do not match the business, it is not success. It is ransom. And every time you accept that money without asking questions, you become part of the secret. 5. He travels frequently and cannot tell you where. The fifth sign. Your husband travels frequently, but cannot tell you where he is going or why. Some jobs require travel. That is normal. But a man with a secret criminal life will travel to places he cannot explain. He will leave and come back with stories that do not hold together. He packs a bag. He kisses you goodbye. He says, "I will be back in 2 days." You ask where. He says, "Up north." You ask what city. He says, "Just a client meeting." You ask which client. He says, "You would not know them." The conversation ends, but the questions stay with you. You start paying attention. You look at his luggage tags. You look at his credit card statements. You look at the mileage on his car. The numbers do not add up. He said he was going to Dallas. The car says he drove 300 miles more than Dallas would require. He said he was meeting a client. The credit card shows gas station purchases in towns that do not have airports. He said he was gone for 2 days. The odometer says he drove enough for 4. You check his email. You find flight confirmations to cities he never mentioned. You find hotel receipts for nights he said he was working late. You find a second phone in his suitcase, a cheap one, the kind people use when they do not want to be traced. Here's the truth. When a man travels but cannot tell you where, when the details do not align, he is not visiting clients. He is visiting victims. He is dropping off ransom notes. He is checking on locations where he is holding people against their will. He is managing a criminal operation. And he is counting on you not asking questions. He is counting on your trust to keep his secret safe. 6. He is obsessively private about his past. The 6th sign. Your husband is obsessively private about his past, and you realize you do not actually know who he was before you met him. When you first met, he was charming. He asked you questions about your life, your family, your dreams. He seemed interested in everything about you. But when you asked about his past, he gave you very little. Just enough to satisfy your curiosity, just enough to make you stop asking. I grew up in a small town. You would not know it. My parents are gone now. I do not like to talk about it. I moved around a lot as a kid. I do not have many photos from back then. My past is not important. What matters is our future. You have never met his parents. You have never met his childhood friends. You have never seen a photograph of him before the age of 25. You have never visited the town he grew up in. When you suggested it once, he became uncomfortable and changed the subject. You told yourself he was private. You told yourself some people do not like to look back. But over the years, you have noticed other gaps. He has no social media presence before a certain date. His name does not appear in yearbooks or online records. When old friends from college come up in conversation, he seems to have very few. He has no ex-girlfriends who stayed in touch, no old neighbors who remember him. It is as if he appeared in your life fully formed, with no history before you. Here's the truth. Criminals erase their past. They build new identities. They surround themselves with people who only know the version of them they want to be seen. Your husband was not private. He was hiding, and he was hiding because the man he used to be, the criminal he used to be, did not match the man you married. You should have asked more questions, but when you love someone, you do not want to dig. You want to believe, and that is exactly what he was counting on. 7. He becomes unusually stressed around news of kidnappings, the 7th sign. Your husband becomes unusually stressed, agitated, or angry when news reports cover kidnappings. Everyone finds kidnapping disturbing. That is normal. It should disturb you. It should make you sad. It should make you angry at the person who took a child or a vulnerable person from their family. But watch your husband's reaction. Is he sad for the victim, or is he afraid for himself? A child goes missing. An Amber Alert lights up your phone. Your husband turns off the television. He leaves the room. He becomes quiet, agitated, almost angry. He paces. He checks his phone repeatedly. He seems distracted for the rest of the night. You ask him, "Why does this upset you so much?" He looks at you. For a moment, just a moment, you see something behind his eyes. not empathy, not fear for the victim. Something else, something cold. He says, "I just hate hearing about it. Turn it off." You notice this pattern over time. Every time a kidnapping is in the news, especially one that is getting a lot of attention, his mood changes. He becomes short-tempered. He drinks more. He sleeps less. He seems to be waiting for something, waiting for news, waiting for an update, waiting to see if the police are getting closer. Here's the truth. A normal person feels sad when a child is kidnapped. A guilty person feels afraid. Your husband is not afraid for the victim. He is afraid for himself. He is afraid the news will get closer. He is afraid someone will see something. He is afraid the police are getting warmer. He is afraid of being caught. And every time a kidnapping is in the news, he wonders if this is the one that will lead back to him. 8. One day, you find something you were never meant to see. The 8th sign. One day, by accident or because he slipped up, you find something you were never meant to see. It happens when you least expect it. Maybe he forgets to lock a door. Maybe he leaves a bag in the garage. Maybe you're looking for something in the basement and you find a box that does not belong there. Maybe you were cleaning his office and you open a drawer he told you never to open. Your heart is pounding. Part of you wants to walk away. Part of you wants to preserve the illusion that everything is fine. But something stronger pulls you forward. You have to know. You open the box. Inside, photographs, dozens of them, children, different places, different times, faces you do not recognize, faces that make your blood run cold. Some are smiling, some are crying, some are blindfolded. You cannot look away. There are notebooks, handwritten, dates, locations, ransom amounts, names of families, instructions for drops, passwords, codes, everything he has done written in his own hand. There are phones, burner phones, untraceable, each one labeled with a date and a location, each one used for one job and then discarded. And in the corner, a small blanket, a child's blanket, pink, stained. You do not know whose it was. You do not want to know, but you cannot stop staring at it. You stand there for maybe 5 minutes, maybe an hour. You do not remember. The world outside this room has stopped existing. There is only the box and what is inside it. There is only the truth you can no longer deny. Then you close the box. You close the door. You go upstairs. You wash your hands. You make dinner. You kiss your children. You wait for your husband to come home. And when he walks through the door, smiling, asking about your day, kissing your forehead, you smile back, because now you know. And knowing changes everything. What you do, now you have not left yet. You cannot leave yet, not without your children, not without proof, not without a plan. Leaving in panic could put you and your children in danger. You need to be smart. You need to be careful. You need to act like nothing has changed, even though everything has changed. But you start documenting everything. Photographs of the photographs, copies of his notebooks, dates, times, license plates. You do not take the originals. He would notice. You take pictures with your phone and upload them to a cloud account he does not know about. You contact a lawyer, quietly. You do not tell him. You use a friend's phone. You meet the lawyer in a public place during work hours. You bring copies of your evidence. You pack a bag. You hide it in the trunk of your car, clothes, cash, important documents, a phone charger, a list of phone numbers. You do not pack much, just enough to leave quickly if you need to. You tell one trusted friend, someone who will not confront him, someone who will not warn him, someone who will help you when it is time. You do not tell anyone else. The more people who know, the greater the chance he finds out. And then, when you are ready, when your children are safe, when the evidence is secure, you call the police. Not his friends, not his business partners, not his family. The police. You do not owe him a conversation. You do not owe him an explanation. You owe your children a future. And you owe yourself freedom from the nightmare you did not create. Closing thoughts. This story is fiction. But here's the truth. Predators hide in plain sight. They are charming. They are successful. They are often the last person anyone would suspect. They are husbands. They are fathers. They are neighbors. They are the people you would never believe capable of the things they have done. If you are listening to this and something feels familiar, not the kidnapping, but the double life, the secrets, the doors you are not allowed to open, the money that appears from nowhere, the gaps in his schedule, the phone calls at 2 a.m. Listen to your gut. You are not paranoid. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. You are waking up. This is Bewise Today. Thank you for listening. Share this story. You never know who might need to hear it. Someone watching right now might be living with a man who is not who he seems. Someone watching right now might need permission to start paying attention. Give them that permission. Share this video. And remember, wisdom is not about knowing everything. Wisdom is about paying attention to the things everyone else ignores. Thank you for listening, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. Be wiser.